No, my too, man. Yeah. Why I say 4 o'clock? I don't know what that means. Live. For, uh, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back once again to our mentor support group. My name is Craig, and today I'm going to be sharing some information from an article that I think is very important that we touch on. And I come up with these titles and topics just to try to stimulate one's thought and how to transform one's lifestyle from a negative experience to a positive behavioral pattern. And so today we're going to be talking about, hey, what's going on, man? Right, man, one of those. And so today we're going to be talking about, this right here on the screen, what does it mean to be resilience? And so I know it may sound like a big word, but it's really not a big word, right? And so this article is brought to us by verywellmind.com. And I chose the word or resilient because I'm a person who's in recovery and I've experienced some setbacks in life where I was able to bounce back. And so I'll let the article speak for itself. And so I'm going to read some and then I'm going to ask one of the participants here who's sitting with me, a very well-read young man by the name of, I'll let him tell you his name.
Hey everybody, my name is Giovanni.
Giovanni, right? That's a real smooth name, you know. And hey, if I had a choice, I think I'd choose that name for myself. But I like the one I got. My name is Craig. All right. All right. So the article says resilience involves the ability to recover and rebound from challenges and setbacks. Being resilient can be important for helping people deal with a variety of problems and bounce back from trauma. What makes a person resilient? There are many factors that contribute to resilient behavior, including personality traits, upbringing, genetics, environmental factors, and social support. If you want to become more resilient, learn about the characteristics of resilient people and when and how to ask for help building resilience. And so, first topic, I gave you the title. So here's the first topic. What does resilient mean? So the article says being resilient means facing difficulties head on instead of falling into despair or using unhealthy coping strategies. Resilience is often defined as the mental reservoir of strength that helps people handle stress and hardship. Resilient people are able to draw upon this strength to cope and recover from challenges. That's true even when they face significant trauma, such as job loss, financial problems, serious illness, relationship challenges, or the death of a loved one. Resilience also means understanding that life is full of challenges. While we cannot avoid many of these problems, we can remain open, flexible, and willing to adapt to change. So the next one we're going to talk about, and that is the characteristic of resilient people. Okay, and so there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characteristics of resilient people. So I'll read the first one, and I'll ask you if you want to read the second, and we'll go back and forth. So it says some of the main characteristics of a person who has resilience are awareness, self-control, problem-solving skills, and social support. Resilient people are aware of situations, their emotional reactions, and the behavior of those around them. By remaining aware, they can maintain control of the situation and think of new ways to tackle problems. In many cases, resilient people emerge stronger after such difficulties. While people vary dramatically in the coping skills they use when confronting a crisis, researchers have identified some key characteristics of resilience. Many of these skills can be developed and strengthened, which can improve your ability to deal with life setbacks. You want to be the first one?
Sense of control.
Mhm.
Do you perceive yourself as having control over your own life, or do you blame outside sources for failures and problems? Generally, resilient people tend to have what psychological and internal locus of control. They believe that the actions they take will affect the outcome of an event. Of course, some factors are simply outside of our personal control, such as natural disasters. While we may be able to put some blame on external causes, it is important to feel as if we have the power to make choices that will affect our situation, our ability to cope, in our future.
All right. So it said some things is out of our control, but those things that we can control, we have the ability to cope and to build upon and bounce back from them. The next one says we're talking about the characteristics of resilient people. And so Giovanni read self-control. I'm going to read the second one. That is problem-solving skills. Problem-solving skills are essential for resilience. When a crisis emerges, resilient people are able to spot the solution that will lead to a safe outcome. In dangerous situations, less resilient people sometimes develop tunnel vision. They fail to know important details or take advantage of opportunities. Resilient individuals are able to calmly and rationally look at a problem and envision a successful solution.
Strong social connections. Whenever you're dealing with a problem, it is important to have people who can offer support. Talking about the challenges you are facing can be an excellent way to gain perspective, look for new solutions, or simply express your emotions. Resilient people have a network of friends, family members, co-workers, and online support groups to keep them socially connected. How social support contributes to well-being.
All right, the next one is survivor mentality. When dealing with any potential crisis, it is essential to view yourself as a survivor. Resilient people avoid thinking like a victim of circumstances and instead look for ways to resolve the problem. While the situation may be unavoidable, they stay focused on a positive outcome.
Emotional regulation. Resilient people are able to regulate their emotions effectively. The ability to recognize that they are having an emotional response and to understand that it is what and to understand what is causing the response can help them better handle emotions and help and cope with the situation at hand.
Mhm. The next one talk about self-compassion. Resilient people are also compassionate toward themselves. They tend to notice when they need to take a break and can accept their emotions, which is important for resilience. Self-compassion can help boost overall health and resilience and ensure you're ready to face life challenges. All right, and so the next one we want to talk about, uh, and that is examples of resilient behaviors. Okay, so the article says, so what does resilience look like in action? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Some example of resilient behaviors and ways that you can show resilience include trying to take a positive perspective on situations. Okay, talking about behaviors, examples of resilient behavior, viewing challenges as learning opportunity, regulating emotion and expressing feelings of appropriate ways, focusing on the things you can control instead of dwelling on what you cannot change, recognizing that cognitive distortion are false. All right. Reframing negative thoughts to be more realistic and positive. For example, Imagine that you get stuck in traffic on the way to work. For a non-resilient person, they might get angry, stress out, and worry about how being late will reflect on them at work. If you are resilient, however, you might choose to focus on what you can learn from the situation. Leaving the house early for work, right? We find a resolve. We're talking about solutions, how to problem solve, how to look at things from a different perspective, not just be one-minded, but be open-minded for change. Control your emotional responses, using stress relief strategies to calm your mind and body. Let me ask you a question, Giovanni. The article said using stress relief strategy to calm your mind and body. When you're ever like angry or upset, uptight, what stress relief strategies that you may use?
I used to work out.
Work out?
Yeah, I used to.
Okay. So in the heat of the moment, say if you ain't at the gym, so you run into a confrontation.
Yeah.
What would be some stress relieving strategies that you would exercise that you would use?
My mind, I guess.
Think,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's a good one.
Think what he said, or let me not
Process it.
Yeah, let me not take you out of the head, or
Yeah. Don't take it one way. Let me be open minded and say, hold up, let me process the information.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right. And so those are things that the reason I ask him that because a lot of times we run into situations, and his first response was that he normally would exercise if you're feeling tense or emotional, but if you are in the heat of the moment or instant confrontation, he said he would use a thinking exercise where he began to process the information before responding inadequately. All right. And so the article says, after we use stress relief strategies to calm your body, your mind and body, and avoid negative thinking by reminding yourself that you are always on time. Now we're talking about the person who find themselves in a situation whereas they may be late for work. And so the article says, avoid negative thinking by reminding yourself that you are always on time and your employer will understand. Okay, because a lot of times we try to make a good impression. We don't want our supervisor to think that we're not being responsible by getting work on time. So a lot of times we may be rushing and we may be thinking that it may be a negative outlook on our attendance. And so the article says, slow down, think about what you should do next time you run into the situation. Get up early, leave the house early, prepare the prior night before you wake up in the morning. So these things can help us if we ever get in a situation where we find ourselves a little late getting to work or getting a project done. Okay, so a lot of times, especially like with our job, they call it time management. And so time management is basically is that no matter what we're doing, a given task, we still have to manage our time to fit not only outreach, things that we do out in the community, but also the necessary casework or paperwork documentation that need to be done inside the building so that when the supervisor get the information, they can process it on time on their behalf. So time management is very important. You want to read the last one and close this out?
Okay. How to ask for help while being resourceful is an important part of resilience. It is also essential to know when to ask for help. During a crisis, everyone can benefit from the help of psychologists and counselors. specially trained to deal with crisis situations. Other potential sources of as- assistance include books, reading about people who have experienced and overcome a similar problem can be motivating and suggest ideas on how to cope. Online message boards, online community can provide continual support and a place to talk about issues with people who have been in a similar situation. Psychotherapy. If you are having trouble coping with a crisis situation, consulting a qualified mental health professional can help you confront the problem, identify your strengths, and develop new coping skills.
All right. So if you ever find yourself needing professional help, please do. And so this week, we discussed about the importance of resilience, because a lot of times, especially us that's in recovery, we are faced with a lot of challenges how to restructure our life from an abnormal lifestyle. And so the word resilient allows us to look at that word, assess it, and apply it to our life and utilize it to the fullest potential. Because a lot of times we focus on some of the things that we may think that we are inapt or weaknesses, things that we need to improve upon. And so the reason I like the word resilient, it helps us focus on the strength. I was watching a football game, a college football game, and American football, that is. And so, because I know in different cultures, they say football, that means soccer. So, no matter, because I've met some West Indian people, you say football, they think in soccer. I know people from South America, Central America, you say football, they think in soccer. So that's why I want to clarify that. But anyway, so I was watching the game, and the guy said it was a quarterback, college quarterback. And he said his father's a military man. And so he told him, he said, son, he says, as you focus on your strength, focus on making your strength stronger and your weakness, your strengths. And I thought that was a profound statement. You know, not only just work on your strength, but make your strength even stronger. Improve upon what you already developed and know. And if there's any weakness, make it strong. And so I thought that was something really good, and it is equivalent to what we're talking about today when it comes to resilience. You know, so if you're working on a project, say if you're doing computer, you're in school, vocational, employment, a career, and you're already strong in one area, there's always room for improvement. And if you're weak in one area, there's always room to grow and be strong. And so for that reason, we're going to end this session. So next week, we'll be back at the same time. Remember, this is our mentor support group. And it's not just about men, it's about men becoming better men in our household, in our workforce, in our community. If you go to any organized religion, it's also based upon men being role models, leaders, so that when other people look at us, they see the true example of what it is to be a mentor. All right, until the next time, take care. My name is Craig, and I got here with me Giovanni. We ain't gonna have no special quote today. We're just gonna say, we'll see you the next time. All right. That's